We're going to start right off. You can get a piece of paper, and we're going to start out with some, let me get this a little closer, with just some basic lines. I'm going to use my 6B so you can just see it better, but you can use, your pencil. We're just doing some warm-up exercises. So one of the things that I learned while I was at the Academy of Art in San Francisco, because I used to draw like this all the time, was to hold my pencil like this. So if you take your pencil and just grab it, yeah, like a violin bow, and then try this. You're getting the side of your pencil, so you get a thick line, and then turn it this way and you get a thin line. So I'm getting a thick line and then a thin line. And I'm just turning my hand this way, like this. A thick line and then a thin line. And this is so that the line is not always the same. So we're getting some line variation. So next, let's just try this. See, we're working some different muscles in our hand. So, infinity. And I'm just going over and over and over again, this way, and then you could try it this way, 8, this way. And we're just exercising, warming up some different muscles in our wrists and in our hands and our fingers. Let me get a little closer. Next, some little squiggly lines. Like this. And I'm using my finger too to kind of prop my hand up, and just squiggly lines. And all of these things can turn into something. There it went. Next one, I'm just taking my pencil and leaning it on the paper and just flick the wrist. And then you could try it going the other way. And of course, some diagonal lines this way and that way. Lean it to the left, lean into the right. That's called cross hatching. Take this off. Next, I'm just going to draw some 2D shapes. And we're going to turn these shapes into 3-dimensional shapes. 2D or 2-dimension means it's just flat. So here's a circle, a square, rectangle, triangle, and an oval. So with any of these shapes and a combination of shapes, you can draw anything. anything. I'm gonna flip this over. Let me know if I go too fast now. So next, before we go to the three-dimensional shapes, I want you to make 2 rectangles. And on the first one, put a 10, a 5, and a 0. And on the second one, a 10, 0, and another 10. So we're going to do a little shading. 10 is going to be our darkest, and then it's just going to fade away. So I'm holding my pencil like this. Like first we went like this with our pencils to get that thick and thin line. Then we went like this, and then we did some little squiggly lines. So now we're just going back and forth. So within that rectangle, I'm going from dark. It's going to get lighter, 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 lighter. I'm trying to make it as smooth as I can, and then it's going to disappear. So we'll call this one A. You can use this to like illustrate flat surfaces. This next one, B, is for curved surfaces, to show how something can curve, like a cylinder. So 10, our darkest, and it's going to disappear in the middle. I didn't bother putting a 5 down there. And then from the bottom up. So now we're going to apply this technique to a three-dimensional shape. There's one more, which is, we went back and forth like this. This time it's going to be this way. So let's just make like a cone shape, 2 diagonal lines. Now I'm assuming, you know, well, little quiz, what kind of line is this?
Horizontal.
Parallel.
Yes, parallel or horizontal, yay! Okay, what about this?
Vertical.
Yes. What about this?
Diagonal.
And about this?
Still diagonal.
You are so smart. Yay, we got it. All right, so right here with this cone, let's make a curved line at the bottom. And we can just shade it from dark, stop in the middle, and then go to the other side, dark to light.
I have a question.
Yes.
But you can do different like shading on it, because like sometimes the sun is pointing different ways, right?
Yes. Yes. I was just going to talk about direction of light, like where is the light? Where's the direction of light? Is it hitting it on the side or in the front, or, you know, it's going to cast a shadow back here? Yes. So let's make a cube. So here's my square. Let's make two squares. I'm a sketcher, so sometimes I go over my lines multiple times. Now I'm going to use 3 diagonal lines going up to the left. 1, 2, 3. They're all about the same length. I'm going to add a vertical line to connect them, and a horizontal line. This one's going to match this one. This vertical line is going to match this one. And then you can shade it. I'll just choose any side to be my 10. And maybe I'll put a 5 on the side. I'll make my lines go the other way to help define the shape. So here, my light source is hitting it right here. And I could also add you know, some shadow here. On my second one, I'm going to make it go in the opposite direction. And so 1, 2, 3, they're all about the same size. Vertical line to match this one, and a horizontal line to match this one. You see that shape? Huh. Look at that shape right here that I made. Like we could start there but okay, this one's facing this way. So I'll make this my 10. Okay. The next one, okay, we have a cube. We have 2 cubes and we have this cone shape now. And how about a cylinder? So when I practice drawing ovals, like this way, and then like this way, or maybe even like this way and this way. Because sometimes we just get stuck drawing an oval just one way. So these are still just warm-ups. So now I'm going to take 2 of these ovals and then connect them with 2 vertical lines. And I'm going to emphasize this curve at the bottom, just like I did here. And now I have a cylinder. This could be a cup. If I elongate it, it could be an arm, a leg. If I turned it this way, it could be a tire. So when I shade it, I'm going to use Plan B and go from dark to light, dark to light. And I'm leaving this section in the middle blank. That part is actually called a highlight. This is when the light is striking an object. So when you do it like this, when you have that dark to light, it makes the object appear that it's curved. Let's say this was a can of soup and you want to add the label on, or maybe it's a sleeve. You put a curved line to match this and another curved line. You ready for the next? Yes.
You ready for the thumbs up?
All right. So the last one we're going to do before we get into the facial features, it's going to be a sphere. We're going to take that circle and turn it into a sphere. So here's my circle. Let's make my light source. Here's my little sun. And it's shining over here. So I'm going to cast a little shadow. I'm still holding my pencil like this time to get not the point, but the side of the pencil. I'm just going to go back and forth this motion. So I'm going from dark, it's going to be dark to light. I'm going to leave a spot up here. And you're using that side of the pencil, you can cover a lot of area. And another thing, you can keep a point. And like with pastels or crayons, if you hold it like this and you're using the side, you always have a nice point. It won't be flat. So this area here is my 10, my 5, and my 0. Does everyone have a cotton ball or a piece of tissue? Mine's black now. All right. So now we're just going to smudge and make this really smooth. I'm going to go outside of the cube too. Just smudge it, smooth it in. Then I'm going to go back in and go back and make my 10 a little darker. Oh, this is your other smudge, your other personal blending tool, your fingertip. I love these 6B pencils because, You can make it really light or dark just with this pencil now. Okay. Now this is where your eraser comes in. I can take my eraser and just along the bottom here, put some, erase that a little bit, make this a little brighter here. Take off some in the back. Okay. Mm-hmm. You can also drop an horizon line back here. You ready for the face? Let me know when you're ready.
So for those folks who just came in, you know, what we were just doing is we were doing some warm-up drawings, and now we're about to start on our face. So if you guys have your charcoal pencils or another pencil, you can use that. We are about to move on to the face.
We're gonna do the face. Okay, so for all the new people who just came in, I want to show you a couple of drawings that I did. We're gonna play a game called I Draw, You Draw, and I'll take you step by step with each feature, and then we'll put it all together. Okay, so this was one different, and then here's one with a little different hairstyle. She's got her cap on. And then here's another one. And she's rocking her braids. Before I came to, I entered into the academy. Oh, I thought I was so good knowing how to draw faces. And then all of my faces looked exactly alike. And so I took this, I took a lot of heads and hands classes from Barbara Bradley, who was one of the founders of the Academy of Art in San Francisco. And before she even hired a live model for us to draw, she had us go through separating all the facial features, and so we could see what we were really looking at. And so this is one thing I'll just show you here, and looking at face types, and then we'll go through a couple, but I wanted to show you first and point out some things. So like if you're drawing, let's say a male, the jawline is usually really chiseled, like fit to, you know. And here's another one. It's the jawline is a little more softer. Here's another one. You see the little chinny chin chin right here. Then you think about the crown shape. So this head shape is a little curvier or more on the top. This one's flatter. This one is more pointy. It's interesting, I found a relative from Nigeria, and he's Igbo. And I started looking at him. I said, oh my goodness, he's got a head just like my dad. Got that pointy hair. All my uncles got a head just like that, and his ears and the chin like that. And they all smile alike. So, okay, I know which branch, I know which line, you know, we're related from, right? So let's do this. Let me show you all what we're gonna do first, okay? Here's another one. This is the eyeball. So I'm gonna start out with just a circle. And then we're gonna add on to it a curved line, another circle, and then start filling in. You see where the light is hitting this, okay? So that's one we're gonna do. Then we'll look at lips. When I'm doing a portrait, I look to see, okay, the opening of the mouth and what is that shape? Like it looks like an M shape. Some are more curvier than others. Here's another one. Maybe it's down like this and then, okay, or pointier at the top. Okay, and then add on the top of the lip and then the bottom lip. And when we're illustrating it, the lines are going over or around because that is a curved surface, it's not flat. Okay, here's another one. Oops, the nose. So we're going to start out with a circle. And then actually the nostrils look like sideways teardrops. And depending on the person or ethnic group, it could go up like this or down. Okay. Then I added on this, hope you can see it, the shape of the nose itself, like we would add this on. Like some may be narrower at the top than at the bottom, a little wider here, or straight, or wider at the top than it is at the bottom, or curve at the bottom. You guys see that? Okay. And
Oh, chips in well. You're supposed to have a pencil. Or
this is just overview, Then the ears, the ears. Some are attached. Some of our ears are attached. Some are not attached. So here's the ear. It kind of starts here, and then it goes around and around like that. And then I added in a couple of varieties of eyebrows. So when you put all these different combinations together, you got a head shape, maybe the type of hair, the nose. I look for the shape of the forehead. Is there a lot of room there, or is the hairline's closer? The lips. Do the eyes go up, down, or straight? Are they round or more slanted? Different variations. And then last, the hair. So I added in wavy, a braid. We'll go through how do you illustrate a braid, straight hair, curly hair. Okay, then you can choose whatever kind of hairstyle. Okay, so let's get started. And I'm going to use I'm going for the big paper now. And, oh, there's my pencils. Make sure we're sharp in here. Oh, which one you guys want to do? This one. This one.
You guys can unmute yourselves and weigh in.
Or this one.
The first one.
The first one? Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, I agree. The first one.
Okay, all right, hey. Okay, so with her, let me get this a little closer to you. So now we're working big, okay? So, I like to start out light, and I hope you can see this. I started really light in case I want to change something or I have to erase. It gives me a lot more leeway. You know what, I'll put that one back up here. So you can see it. Can you see? Oh yeah, there we go. Okay. So next, I know with anime, it usually puts like a line here and a line there and a line there to where to put the you know, the eyes or the noses. Oh, you know what? We didn't go through each one, huh? How much time we have? Oh, okay. So, let's do this before. Let's practice doing eyeballs. Okay. Let's save this. Let's save this one. I'm gonna set this one to the side. See, I was moving too fast. I was moving too fast. Okay. So let's start out with eyeballs. Start out with a small circle with a curved line. And I'll do it twice. It's my circle, my curved line. Now I'm going to add in the bottom. So this would be a left eye. So here would be that other hole in your head. We got our tear duct right here. All right. Top lid. Now I'm going to add in the iris and the pupil. Let's put a bullseye. Mm-hmm.
Damn, that's nice.
I'm going to leave a little spot. So I'm going to put another little circle right here. I'm going to leave a little spot because I'm not going to draw in that spot. Okay. So here we go from here. And then like spokes on a wheel, you're going to put some diagonal lines connecting it to the middle, connecting it to the pupil. Your iris is a little muscle that lets in the light in your eye. So like in a dark room, it gets bigger, and then we have a lot of light, it gets smaller. And they're not all uniform either.
So in Miss Tarika, I'm guessing it takes a lot of practice because mine are too close together and look like Angry Birds.
Oh, no. These are still left eyes. They're not, it's not a left or a right. We're just practicing. Yeah, I know. Mine looks like a bird too. Look, we'll put another one right here. We're just practicing drawing eyes. Then we'll put them all together. We're gonna draw this. Look here. I took so many heads and hands classes. I must have drawn thousands of eyeballs.
Right now, it kind of looks like a creepy clown.
It does. Oh, okay. Let me fix that. I'm gonna make a right eye. Here, let's do this. Here's another eyeball. Creepy clown. Might be two spots here. So on each side, I'm going to add a little shading on each side. See, the nose will be over here. And see, that circle is going to disappear right here. We started out drawing eyes like this, and then we made side view eyes, eyes looking up, eyes looking down. So I'm going to add on some eyebrows. Oh, did I go the wrong way for that one? Oops. I have to put the pupil over here. I mean the tear duct. Okay. My bad. And then some eyelashes. So I'm just placing it and going like this, like eyelashes. So now I'm going darker, a little darker, and I add the lashes on at the bottom. Mhm. It's just setting it and flick the wrist. You can always take your cotton ball. Mine went someplace, so I have some tissue. It's coming to life. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. You ready for the nose? Yeah. All right. Ready for the nose.
Give us a thumbs up either with your fingers or your computer and let us know which we should move on.
Okay. I'm just gonna flip this one around and use the other side of the paper. So with the nose, starting out with a circle, we'll make a couple of different shaped nose. Put one more angular, okay. And then on the side, and I'm always starting a really soft, really soft. It's like a tear duct, I mean a teardrop, but just only sideways, like this. This one, I'll make them go up like this. Just a different kind of nose. And then we're going to add a curved line to wrap around. I'll draw it again. This time we're going to shade it. We're going to shade it and so just like we did the sphere, I'm going to go from dark to light.
Pause it.
A little shading around here. See, we're going for detail. Showing all the little tricks of the trade. How you get that detail in there? They're just shapes. And then inside of here, we'll make it dark. When we had homework, okay, go home and draw 20 noses. Oh. But just think after you practice and practice just one thing, and then pretty soon you put them all together, and then it's just secondhand knowledge, you know, information. You go right to like, okay, I see what kind of nose he has. And then it's there. You know how to shade that particular, you know, particular nose. This one the same. I put a little shading. Here's that little part that connects, you know, right in between here. Okay. And I'll make this dark inside. What we're doing now, we're making this as realistic as possible right now. And you can always throw it out the window, use it or not use it, you know, but you'll see how each part of your face is constructed and how to apply a geometric shape to, you know, anything and any combination. Your figure will look different. And okay. Okay, now we'll go to the lips. Ready for the lips? Yeah, okay. Okay, lips. So I'll look for the opening and see what shape is this. You know, does it go down like this? And then I add on the top lip. Maybe the top lip is like more pointy. And then the bottom. Maybe this one's like this. Then when I shade it, I'm going around like this. When I get to the middle, and then the other way like this. Okay. Then I can take my tissue or my finger and smudge it. I can go back in and make it darker. Make it a little darker here in the corner. Then with my eraser, I can add some highlight. And I'll do the same thing with this one. Then a little highlight. After this, you're going to be looking at everybody's lips and noses. What kind of nose you have? It's funny, I was a couple of times I was hired to go into a courtroom and draw everybody. Yeah, that was interesting. I think we're ready to start the face, huh? Yes, let's do that. So I'm going to set these aside. Shove my pencil here. Okay, ready for the face. Okay, here we go. Shape of her head. Chinny chin chin. And I'll put some little guidelines on to the face really lightly, real lightly. So I'll put her eyes about here and her nose about here and her lips about here. So just really light guidelines here, here, and here. So like when I'm looking at a face, I'm looking at, okay, are the eyes closer together? They're further apart. And I'm looking at the cheekbones, the structure, the relationship to the lips, to the nose. Okay. And so I'm going to add on really lightly. You notice I do one and then the other, so it'll be kind of symmetrical. Is that okay? So I'm going to start with the eyes. It's one and then the other. Then fill in the one side and then try to make the other side match. So now I'm going to just lightly add in the eyebrow on each side. And top part of the eye. So then I added on the pupil. You may want the person looking to the left or the right or up and down, but I'll just make this one straight on. And I'm going to add a little circle where the light is hitting the eye, and then fill in the iris. Did this get stuck?
Yes, I think.
Oh, okay. Okay, there we go.
Senna and Luna say, my person looks tired. I usually draw dragons and wolves, not humans.
So I added in the eyeball on each side and an eyebrow. I'm going to add in a little shading right here. And then I'll go ahead and add in her nose. And a little shading over here. I'm going to smudge in these areas in a little while. And on the side of the nose, using the side of the pencil so I can get a nice thick line. And underneath the nose. And then, okay, I'm gonna add in her lips. So her top lip. And her bottom lip. Fill in the nostrils. I'm gonna add this little thing that connects right here to the lips. And shade in the lip.
So, Miss Tarika, I know that we are almost done with our face, but it is we are running a little bit out of time in terms of us saying that we were going to go until 4:45.
Oh, okay, okay.
And also, I just wrote in here. We're also going to be meeting again next Wednesday.
Yes.
So maybe you can give us some advice, and maybe we could even work on it before we see you again. And you can tell us about what your plans are for next Wednesday. Are we going to use the watercolors next?
We can. You have a choice. We can use watercolors or we can use oil pastels. Your choice. Okay. We can do that.
Yeah, it looks like in the chat too, there's some.
Period. Oh my God.
I'll just show you one last thing on this and then you guys can have whatever hair you like. I'm just going to smudge.
They don't even look alike. Mine looks so different from yours.
Look, everybody has their own little personality, right?
It looks
Mine
like
all turn out different. They all turn out different. I'll just add a neck. And then you can add on, your own hair. I'll just, and the ears. And you know what? You can look in the mirror and add on. So for next week, landscapes, waterscapes. We could do more than one. And you're gonna need 2 cups just of water.
I have all the things, so.
Oh, okay. Give her some earrings. Some eyebrows. Let's get out of here. Oh, I'm squiggling, 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 squiggling. So next week we will I'll show you how to prep your watercolors, and we'll go right into making a landscape. Oh, eyebrows. Put some more shading up here.
Wow. Amazing.
It's funny because I was actually just doing watercolor before I got onto this call.
Oh.
Oops.
Serendipity, Luna.
I have like all my stuff out on the table still. I never get to clean it up.
Ooh. Luna, can I see your card?
It's just a little exercise. It's kind of messy. I don't really like the way it turned out, but
Well, let's see.
I love it.
That's nice.
Yeah.
The untouched coyote. And then all that.
This was a crash course. We'll have to draw you sometime.
you want to see how my
So I'm using my my eraser to draw with too. Things like this take time, you know, but now you have a method of looking at each facial feature, and you start getting really good at, oh, looking at a nose and like seeing the structure of it, and just concentrate on the eyes, then take a look at different types of eyelashes and eyebrows, and then different kind of lips and the shape it forms. And so now there's a pattern you can follow. And I used to trace a lot. I know some teachers like don't ever trace, but when I got over to the Academy of Art, they had this huge tracing machine, and everybody used the tracing machine. Like I suck at drawing cars, so I will trace a car in a minute, you know. And so same with faces. We would trace everything to get, you know, to try to get that likeness. And so this is just starting out. It took me years. So you guys got a crash course today in doing portraits and yeah.